Hello everyone, good Shabbos, good Shabbos. So we're just going to continue this week with another little Passover gem. Passover is actually one of my favorite holiday. It's a beautiful holiday. You sit down and not only you tell the story, you eat the story, you smell the story, you talk the story. The Seder plate is like a dashboard for your storytelling. There's different items to bring out the beautiful parts of the Seder. So on the Seder plate, we actually have two of the same items. The item called Maror, the bitter herb, we have two stacks. They have a stack on top and a stack on bottom, and they're two of the same stack. And during the Seder, we use it in two different ways. So one point in time, we have the Maror, the bitter herb, by itself. And then shortly after that, we see that Hillel used to make a sandwich out of it. And we take a piece of matzah, and we take the Maror, the bitter herb, and another piece of matzah, and we make a sandwich out of these bitter herbs. And the question is, why can't we just do it once? So we do the bitter herb, and that's it. We ate the matzah already. We do the bitter herb. What do we need to have? Eat the matzah. Then we eat the bitter herb, and then we eat the matzah and the bitter herb together. So of course, there's a number of different reasons in the Code of Jewish Law for the reason for this. But there's also a deeper meaning. There's a spiritual insight that connects to this, and that's what I want to share with you. So on the Seder night, we eat the matzah, display freedom. It reminds us of how free we are and the good times that we have in our lives. It reminds us of our strengths. It reminds us of our godly soul, the beautiful part of our life. And then we eat the bitter herb. And it's important that when we experience freedom, when we experience the high times of our life, that we remember that there are bitter times in our life. There are weaknesses. There are shortcomings that we have, and it's not always so pretty. It's important that when we sit at the Seder, when we remember our freedom and our strengths, we also remember our weaknesses and the bitter times that we have. But then, after that, there's a time it's like, hey, what can we do with this bitterness? What can we do with the bitter times and the hard times of our life? Maybe we can wrap some freedom around our bitter herbs. Maybe we could take the matzah and wrap it around the bitter herb. Maybe we can take the bitter herbs, the bitter times of our life, the weaknesses that we have, our shortcomings. Maybe we can use those as a springboard to grow, to become better, to do something better. And that's why we take the bitter herbs at the end, and right after we eat the bitter herbs plain, we take them and we wrap them with matzah. And we see the true freedom. True freedom is not just when you sit down and remember your freedom and you remember the good times and you remember your strengths and you focus on your strengths. Or when you take your weaknesses on and you remember, you know what your weaknesses are, you identify what your shortcomings are, or you recognize that there are some times in your life that aren't so beautiful. But if you could take those negative experiences, if you could take those shortcomings, if you could take the times that things aren't going so well, and use that to help you grow, to become a better person, to take on new resolutions for the coming year, to make yourself grow as a person and become better because of these shortcomings, or to make you realize that when in the good times, to turn around and thank God for the good times because you know where you're coming from, you know that you've experienced bad times, and give blessing and thanks to God. So you take the bitter herb and you wrap it with matzah. You use you use the negativity and you surround it with positivity. You use it as a springboard to bring good into your life. And for me, that's a very powerful part of the Passover Seder. It's not only about focusing on the good, but recognizing how even times that are a little tough, those help us become a better person, and hopefully we'll be able to turn things around. And already by Passover, we'll be living in a beautiful world, more beautiful than we can imagine, a world with Mashiach sitting in the temple and celebrating Passover together with all of us in Jerusalem. So wishing you a good Shabbos, and just two announcements. That first of all, if you want to sign up for the Seder, it's a good time to RSVP for the Seder. If you are doing a Seder at home, or if you would like to arrange a Seder at home, we'll be giving out Seder to-go kits, which have all the items of the Seder plate and a little brochure called a Seder in a Nutshell that will kind of guide you through running your own Seder. So again, make sure you sign up for that too. It can all be found at jewishparadisevalley.com/Seder or jewishparadisevalley.com/Seder kit. Have a good Shabbos.